in public, but you did question his judgment in having control of America's nuclear arsenal during a private meeting with supporters. Why are you willing to say things about him in private and not in public?
Dana, what I said in private is exactly what I'll say here, which is that the judgment that every voter is making of every one of us up here is who has the experience, who has the vision, who has the judgment to be commander-in-chief. That is the most important decision for the voters to make. That's a standard I'm held to, and it's a standard everyone else is held to. And I will note, you know, in the whole course of this discussion about our foreign policy threats, it actually illustrates the need for clarity of focus. You know, my daughters, Caroline and Catherine, came tonight. They're 7 and 5. And you think about the Los Angeles schools canceling their schools today. And every parent is wondering, how do we keep our kids safe? We need a commander-in-chief who does what Ronald Reagan did with communism, which is he set out a global strategy to defeat Soviet communism, and he directed all of his... I'm answering the question, Dana. He directed all of his forces to defeating communism. One of the things we've seen here is how easy it is for Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton to get distracted from dealing with radical Islamic terrorism. They won't even call it by its name. We need a president who stands up, number one, and says we will defeat ISIS, and number two, says the greatest national security threat facing America is a nuclear Iran.
Senator, a lot of people
we need to be focused on defeating radical Islamic terrorists.
You made in private. I just want to clarify. What you're saying right now is you do believe Mr. Trump has the judgment to be commander-in-chief.
What I'm saying, Dana, is that is a judgment for every voter to make. But what I can tell you is all 9 of the people here would make an infinitely better commander-in-chief than Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton.
Thank you, Senator.
And there is a real danger, Dana, when people get distracted. I'm answering the question, Wolf. There's a real danger when people get distracted by peripheral issues. They get distracted by democracy building. They get distracted about military conflicts. We need to focus on defeating jihadism. ISIS and Iran have declared war on America, and we need a commander-in-chief who will do everything necessary to keep our children safe.
Thank you, Senator.
And I will do everything necessary to keep our children safe.
Thank you, Senator. We're a month and a half away now from the first real test. Who will be the Republican presidential nominee? Q, you have a question.
Mr. Trump, my listeners tell me again and again they're worried that Hillary Clinton will win the White House because you run as an independent. Are you ready to reassure Republicans tonight that you will run as a Republican and abide by the decision of the Republicans?
I really am. I'll be honest. I really am. I mean, people have been putting me to question. I really am.
I can apply. Dr. Carson,
excuse me, can I just finish?
Oh, please.
I've gained great respect for the Republican leadership. I've gained great respect for many, and I'm going to even say all, I mean, in different forms, for the people on the dais. No, in different forms. In different forms. But I have great respect for the people I've met through this process. I've never done this process before. I've never been a politician. I mean, for the last 6 months, I've been a politician. But I will tell you, I am totally committed to the Republican Party. I feel very honored to be the front runner, and I think I'll do very well if I'm chosen. If I'm so fortunate to be chosen, I think I'll do very well. Polls have come out recently say I would beat Hillary. I will do everything in my power to beat Hillary Clinton. I can promise you.
Dr. Carson, Mr. Trump just committed to stay the distance regardless of the result. How about you?
Well, you know, the statement that I made last week that I would leave the party was contingent upon whether, in fact, the party acts like they have in the past with a lot of subterfuge and dishonesty, or like they're going to act now, because I spoke to Reince Priebus, and he assured me that the Washington Post writer had it all wrong, and that they're not going to be engaging in anything to thwart the will of the people. That's why I got into this race as a member of We the People, to try to bring some honesty and integrity back to the process.
All right, candidates, we have more coming up when we come back. Everyone will have an opportunity to explain why this particular candidate, each of you on the stage, believes he or she should be the Republican presidential nominee.